Culdee Fell is a truly breathtaking destination. Scaling the Devil's Back and high up to the pinnacle of the mountain itself, there is no better way to take in Sodor in all of its splendor. The rack rail, known as the Culdee Fell Railway, takes this grand undertaking in stride, at least most of the time. The manager, admittedly, has a hard time running his railway, and whether or not this mountain will be the last haven there ever will be is yet to be determined by the forces above and below.
I have to wait for my orders. I appreciate the lift. Goodbye, Derek. Goodbye, Rocky.
And of course, there are always two sides to every story. One day, Derek had arrived at the foot of the mountain to deliver Culdee after a nasty accident. He was just due to leave when a ghastly sort of engine trundled towards him.
I wouldn't worry about him, to be honest. He's really one of the most put together out of all of us. A credit to the mountain line.
Oh, sorry, I believe we haven't been introduced. I'm Derek.
My name is Ernest, and what you see before you is a rare sight. Wilfred and I aren't as active as we once were. Our work has often been relegated to stronger, younger machines. I suppose it's just the way things are supposed to be.
The way things are supposed to.
You do look glum. What's gotten into you?
Since when do you care, Diesel?
Since I've been waiting to see some sense fly into your radiator. It's those tank engine twits, isn't it?
All right, they're up to their old tricks again, this time with Donald, and I simply couldn't stand and watch after everything that's happened.
They'll never learn their lesson because this is a lesson those steam kettles refuse to learn.
They mean well, Diesel. I'm just disappointed that they're acting like they've learned nothing. Certainly they're just being cheeky, but...
This railway, with their reluctance to fully embrace the capabilities of modern design, has continually ignored the natural order of things for the sake of...
Actually, Diesel, I owe my service to this railway by being given a second chance I would never have obtained naturally.
Teething troubles are one thing.
Hello, Derek. Diesel.
Oh, hello, Molly. I'm not having this conversation with you. You always blow things out of proportion. Besides, Bill and Ben hardly speak for the majority.
But to continually let these engines go on this way, based on the way we have been treated, is not acceptable. You need to move on. Get with the times.
Oh, Edward.
Hello, Derek. Diesel. Unfortunately, I have arrived with bad news. Bill and Ben have played a prank on Donald, and, well, there's been another accident. It's bad. He went over the west cliff where the buffers were being mended, fell right into a murky pool of clay, but it was quite the fall. The Fat Controller is holding a meeting at Knapford Yards this evening to discuss how we're going to press on while Donald is repaired. We'll get through it, I know we will. I just worry about the branch lines. Will you two be in attendance?
I'll be sure to make an appearance.
No, I think I'll stay here and rest. My, radiator's been acting up. Yes, that's it.
Of course, Derek. I've enlisted Marion to keep a close eye on them, so they shouldn't cause any more trouble under her surveillance. I've been asked to make a few rounds. Oh dear, oh dear.
I can't believe it. It's happened again.
You see? What did Did I tell you? They're relentless. Their ignorance is an unbreakable cycle. Sure, whatever, they have remorse, but that does not excuse their blatant disregard of the well-being of others. I do exaggerate, Derek. I admit it. But I have felt excluded, estranged, cast aside, when I know I shouldn't have been. It wasn't fair or deserved, but it happened anyway. I know you felt that too. We've all felt betrayed, and we ought to even the score. Don't see it as vengeance. It's getting our own back.
So humour me, how would one execute this getting our own back theory of yours?
It's quite simple, really. It's about time those steam engines adhere to an agenda that could be deemed more traditional. Perhaps you could call it
The natural course of things.
True, I suppose. Don't get me wrong, Alaric and Eric are quite friendly engines. But once they arrived, we knew our time was drawing near. When Culdee had his accident, we had a lot more work to do, but now that he's home, forgive me for venting.
No, it's fine.
If there's something you should know about mountain engines, it's that we are all two-faced.
Two-faced?
I'm a jealous engine, Derek. Culdee, Alaric and Eric will never know of this, because I care for them very much. I'm old and wise, and I can act as a professional. But when I hide this face from others, it is very insincere.
Wow, this is, a lot to take in.
I hold my jealousy, my envy, in another face, one that I will hide away, mind you. And Culdee will bury his fears like any sane mountain engine would, in a face far from you.
Ernest, well, this is quite a lot to take in for a simple introduction, I must say.
I tell you all this now, perhaps because it feels better to tell someone the truth once in a while, but also because you have a very warm presence to you. Don't ever lose that.
Thank you. So, two-faced. Is that meant to be interpreted figuratively?
Well, figuratively and literally.
Oh my goodness, that's terrifying!
Two-faced engines. With everything that's happened, you'd think they'd treat us with more respect. Have we all been duped? Perhaps they've all been waiting to stab us in the backs, taking advantage of us, playing favourites. Oh dear.
Yeehaw!
I need to settle down. No, of course not, Edward. Never. But what worries me is that by blindly accepting what others have led me to believe has just enabled me to rationalise, instead of seeing a bigger picture and perhaps challenging an existing order that is truly in need of change. If there is another side to this equation, perhaps it's best I'm on my guard.
You're good to go, Derek. Safe travels.
Interesting.
Interesting that another Diesel has a habit of muttering to himself as much as you do?
It's actually a sign of genius.
Or perhaps being socially inept. Huh?
Oh, stow it, Splodge. I didn't catch everything he said, but any engine bearing any seemingly unsavory disenchantment of steam engines is a friend of mine.
Well, howdy, little lady. What are you up to?
The usual. Background stuff, I suppose. Fair bit of shunting and slow goods. Not too much action here.
I heard you asked Percy to help Culdee get his confidence back.
Hank, I don't know. Culdee was afraid of going onto that bridge again. And I thought Percy would be able to relate, so...
Whoa. Culdee was afraid of a bridge? I believe I saw you pull one back together.
Hank, I don't know.
Rosie, I don't want to hear anything about any other engine but you right now. You've got courage, you've got a big heart, and you need to give yourself more credit. Also, don't ever let me call you little lady again. There ain't nothing little about you.
Wow. Thanks, Hank.
The truth isn't deserving of thanks, but I'll take it anyway.
The way he takes care of his own. I can never really remember who learned it from who.